What does a $1.5 trillion defense budget actually signal? President Trump announced he will request a record-shattering $1.5 trillion defense budget for 2027. That's the largest in American history by a massive margin. The current budget sits at roughly $901 billion, meaning this proposal represents one of the most aggressive single-year expansions of U.S. military spending ever attempted. Trump framed the request as part of his push to build what he calls the Dream Military, a force designed to deter China, counter Iran, and reestablish overwhelming American dominance across every domain: land, sea, air, cyber, and space. He argued that the world is entering dangerous times and that the United States must be prepared for simultaneous threats rather than sequential ones. The scale of the proposal is unprecedented. A jump of this size would reshape the Pentagon structure, accelerate weapons development, and dramatically expand procurement. It would also supercharge shipbuilding, missile defense, and the next generation aerospace programs. Trump emphasized that tariff revenue would help offset the cost, though Congress will ultimately decide how the numbers land. The announcement comes at a moment when global tensions are rising. China continues its military buildup in the Pacific. Iran's proxies have escalated attacks across the Middle East. Russia remains entrenched in its conflict with Ukraine, and North Korea continues missile testing with increasing range and sophistication. The administration argues that a $1.5 trillion budget is not excess, it's preparation. Markets reacted immediately. Defense stocks initially dipped after Trump criticized contractors for buybacks and executive pay, but surged once the budget figure was announced. Investors see the potential for massive procurement cycles, long-term contracts, and expanded R&D pipelines. Critics, meanwhile, are already raising concerns about cost oversight and the long-term fiscal impact. Some lawmakers are questioning whether the Pentagon can effectively manage a budget of this size without structural reform. Others argue that the geopolitical environment justifies the expansion. What's clear is this proposal will dominate Washington for weeks, and it will shape debate on foreign policy, national security, and federal spending, and it will force Congress to confront a fundamental question: how much military power should the United States project in a world that feels increasingly unstable? Next dispatch, 5.